Lynxy ladies and bobtail boys. Double check your kibble pail. Wiggle your butt because it helps you leap faster. And Nick, this morning I actually threw up. Thank God I made it to the Persian rug on time.
Because it's time to meow Tull to me.
Meow. Meow.
You know, back when, like, the internet was kind of a brand new thing when we were in college and, like, pirating music was a thing, the band Guster.
Oh, yeah, I remember them.
Put their own music on, like, file share sites, but they replaced all of the vocals with the singer saying meow.
That's amazing.
Whole albums of Guster going meow to their songs.
If you like that, you'll love the rest of this episode.
Meow.
Meow. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm Omen Thomas Sade.
And I am Nick McGill.
Together we are oh so petable, the feckless momes.
And this, my little hairballs, is Talk Tull to me.
A midday murder snooze in the sun patch of prog rock, in which Nocturnal Nick and Ocelot Omen will rub our heads all over each and every single track that rum-tum-tugger rock band Jethro Tull have ever left for us as a surprise in our slipper. We will jump with fright when Jonathan the Jaguar Noyce creeps up on us from the shadows. We will let loose Martin the Mousetrap Bar into our vermin-ridden granary. And we will hide Doan Perry's gabapentin in a piece of ham to ensure he's sleepy enough to take his shots. And if we can stay very, very still, we may receive a suspicious finger sniff from that rarest of species from the family Fylingdale, the feline flautist, the terror of the tuna cans. Yes, of course you can pet his fluffy belly. He won't scratch your hand off. You fool! Why did you think you could pet his fluffy belly without getting your hand scratched off? Ian, attack from the back. Anderson.
That was good.
You know, I'm excited for this episode, not only because it's a great song, but because you and I both really like cats. We both have cats in our lives, and that is something that we share with one Mr. Ian Anderson.
We're all cat daddies.
We're all cat daddies.
That's right, we are.
Speaking of that, what is the song to which Daddy is listening today?
Oh my goodness. We are on track number 6 off of the 20th studio album, jtull.com.
Wow.
We are on Hunt by Numbers.
Guess what? It's about cats.
It's about cats. Cat sting.
Before... Oh, do we have a cat sting?
Yeah, I think it's Look What the Cat Dragged In by Poison. I think.
That's stupid.
Oh my God, look what the cat dragged in.
Just before we dive in, I just want to take a moment to clock the fact that this is the 20th studio album. Wow.
Sure is. Sure is. Yeah.
Wow. Well, let's listen by numbers and have a gander to Hunt by Numbers. Meow.
Meow.
Nick!
Omen.
That was Hunt by Numbers.
It sure was. It sure was.
Is this a great opening couple of seconds for a track in Jethro Tull, or the greatest opening?
Oh my gosh.
Meow.
I would also have to put With You There to Help Me as a great opener. That haunting, terrifying flute. But yeah, this one's solid. This one, I wrote down, "Oh Martin, I am made pregnant." the power of his just chunky granola of a guitar on here.
I love it so much. This might be peak Martin, if there is such a thing within Tull. When I think of Martin, this is often the...
I touch myself.
When I think of Martin, I meow myself. This is the sound that comes to my mind when I think of Martin Barr. Oh, yeah.
That's so interesting because it's such a heavy rock sound that the majority of Tull, he doesn't give us something so heavy.
No, and it's impossible to say Martin Barr sounds like this.
Right.
This sound, no one else sounds like Martin Barr sounding like this.
It's very iconic.
It's very iconic.
For the catalog, yeah.
The cat, a log.
The cat on a log is iconic.
Cat on a log, fox on a stick.
So ants on a log is celery and cream cheese and raisins.
Yeah.
Cats on a log is celery and cream cheese and hair. You go into a barber shop and just smear it along the floor.
Yeah, that's gross and accurate.
Raven would throw up at that.
I think the bass comes in with the guitar. The guitar is playing so low and so broadly with those opening chords. I suspect that the bass is in there as well. And we just don't notice it, but it takes a minute for the other instruments to come in. I love the flute retort that Ian gives.
That little
ta-wah. And then at about 15 seconds in, the drums and
the build-in. Yeah. That drumming, very Doan. I don't know how else to put it. That's
very American.
Such Doan American drumming. It just is. Yeah. It feels it.
There's an excitement to it.
And it doesn't have an accent, I think is what it is. British drumming has a British accent.
Yeah.
And this is American drumming, and it just sounds dumber. No, it's
more visceral.
More visceral. It's good old solid drumming. And it pairs, boy, does it pair well with Martin's disgusting guitar here.
Yes. Andrew Giddings is doing some very strange sounds at various points in here. There's a little riff that seems to insert itself in the brief moments between the main guitar phrase, where Giddings is going. He's playing a very wet sounding riff. So it's that kind of.
That's very accurate. That sound and that sentence of that note, those notes is very accurate to it. Yeah.
It sounds burbly and wet. It sounds like there's seepage.
It's a hairball.
The organ is seeping up through the floorboards. Yeah.
We need to get it sealed again. Yeah.
Call the superintendent. There's organ coming up through the floors.
Yeah. Can't deal with it.
It's a city issue.
What do I pay my rent for?
I love it. I don't know how he's making it. I don't know. I can't even fathom what setting that is, but it is something synthetic and it's fun.
It's very synthetic and there's enough nasty on it that it kind of blends together. And I think that's what you're getting at with the liquidity of it. Because if you really stop and listen, you can hear the distinctive notes of what he's actually hitting, but it's so quick and it's so distorted.
It also feels like he's rushing to get it in.
Yeah. That's a good point.
He's like, I've got a 2-beat space here. I've got to get these 7 notes in.
Yeah. We all have to play this song, but Martin had an espresso this morning, so.
And we'll talk maybe more about the dynamics of this song, the memodynamics of this song, but it does feel a little bit like that is the moment when you surprise a cat and it's on a hardwood floor where it can't get traction, and so it goes.
Yeah. Interesting. There's
a lot of interesting. What sort of a cat are these sounds about? One could ask oneself.
One could.
Yeah.
And we will.
At 3:17, there's a funny rhythm. I don't know what I meant by that.
Oh.
Do you know what it is?
No, but I've got something pre-3:17. But
why don't you do that and then?
So at 2:10,
okay,
I think it might be that same very quick lull in between phrases,
Yeah.
But there's this weird, it's not quite harmonics, but this weird, like, string plucky, like something sound.
Yeah, it's the drum fill.
No. There are strings in there. There's the faintest of strings. Bung, 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 bung.
Dum, 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 dum.
Yeah. Is that bass? Do you think?
It's really hard to tell.
Yeah. It's very difficult.
It could be the bass, it could be the guitar that's just not on overdrive.
Yeah.
But that's great that you were able to pull that out because I was focused on the drums suddenly doing a different tempo for one measure.
Yeah, if you were watching me while I was listening, I reacted with utter shock. Like I had just been told that I won the lottery. I don't know. I could think of something more offensive, but...
Have you?
Have I won the lottery?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know if it would solve all your problems. I've often heard that people who win the lottery describe themselves as less happier after they won the lottery.
I wouldn't have that. That would make me happy.
You're like, let's try. Let's just try and
Can
see.
we try this social experiment?
Yeah.
I could get the driveway paved. I'd be pretty happy with that.
You could get more cats.
I could build a separate house for the cats that Ray can just go into anytime she wants. She'll probably never come back. I'll find her skeleton in there in 2 weeks.
Bert has started, he's doing a new thing where he goes teddy bear mode at early hours in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So what he really wants to do is lie on the bed with my arm encircling.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be encircled.
Yeah.
But my arm isn't always lying in that way. So he'll just find the best approximation that he can and kind of wedge himself into whatever space.
Yeah.
And if that means that he puts his full weight on all of my breathing apparatus on my face, by which I mean my nose and mouth.
Not your scuba gear?
I'm trying to stop sleeping in my scuba gear. It's just an expensive rental.
It is. Yeah, I told you years ago you got to buy if you're going to be using it that much.
It's so worth it for the good night's sleep I get. But it's draining my bank account. Oh my God, where were we?
You were at 317.
Oh, I was going to look up 317.
Yeah, we listened to the bing, 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 bing.
Oh, it's the same moment, really.
Oh, really?
It's kind of the same thing where there's a little bit of the instruments pull back. Joan Perry does a little riff that's slightly out of the rhythm of the rest of the song.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have some kind of plucked strings, probably the guitar, possibly the bass in the background. But each one of them is distinctive. They're not repeating the same thing twice.
Yeah.
It's two separate versions of a similar moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have much else to say musically. This song has two main verse constructions. It sort of has an A and a B part of the verse. We have D D D D D D D B D B B D, and then we have B D D D D D D D D D D D.
That's how songs work, Omen.
300 episodes in.
I've cracked it. I figured it out.
We'll call it a melody. But it doesn't have a lot of other complexity melody-wise. It's not a profoundly complex rhythmic song. But I also don't know if we've ever heard Ian Anderson sing with this much genuine passion in his voice.
There's a serious gusto here.
Yeah.
That can only be found when he sings about cats.
Yeah. Get you someone who looks at you the way that Ian Anderson looks at cats.
I mean, think about Mouse Police. He's pretty enthused then too.
He does not succeed in hiding his personal connection to the content with this song.
Right. He's not unbiased here.
I wish that other big rock acts would have songs about cats.
It's a wonder he doesn't have more.
That's true. And he does have a fair number.
Yeah. But it is outnumbered by trains. He has more train songs.
Well, I suppose you're right.
He didn't ride a cat into London for recording, though, so...
Only the first mile. That was his commute to the train station.
He learned that lesson.
He was cat ride sharing.
Yeah. The last thing I would say is that the fade out in here is pretty fun. It's fairly quick. It's not just repetition. It's fun. It's just a fun little button. So it's not actually a fade out. It does have an actual ending of it, but it does.
Oh, right.
It does wind down as a completely new sound. It's not ending a sentence that we've already heard sonically.
Let me listen to it here really quick. Oh yeah. Biddle-dee-doo, biddle-dee-doo, dum 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 dum. Wow.
Yeah.
Bending that note on the end. Mm-hmm. Ian's flute playing is really fun in this song. He starts out pretty pulled back, just giving that one comment, that shakoom. But then as we go on, he has some really fun, very passionate flute journeys that he takes us on.
Yeah.
He seems to be embodying the agility, the sinuicity.
Sinuicity. Sinuity.
He's embodying the sinuity. He's insinuating cats into every aspect of his playing.
Oh, yes.
And that is another thing. There is a muscularity to this song. We've been talking so far about small cats, but I feel that this song is more like the dynamic of a pantera in the jungle, just stalking. You know, when you see a big cat move and you just see like the rippling of muscles under the skin?
It's a wave, yeah.
It's so crazy.
I think we're supposed to feel that because that's how Ian has a healthy respect for cats. Even the little ones, he still sees them as the psycho killers, qu'est-ce que c'est, that they are.
And you know who else sees cats that way?
Other cats?
Cats. That's how they see themselves.
Yes, they're a proud people. They're big into their own culture. And that's great. You know, I support that.
Okay, so in German, there is a wonderful linguistic respect paid to cats, where
Interesting.
there are several words for cat in German. One is Katze, which is pretty self-explanatory. One is Miese or Miesekatze, which is kitty or pussycat.
Oh.
But they also say Stubentiger, which means living room tiger. And I think that is the best name that is the best way of referring to a cat that I've ever heard of. Is it a tiger? Well, the living room tiger.
Oh my God. That feels like you discover an unknown society and you introduce them to domestic cats for the first time.
And they're like, yes.
Oh, it's the living room tiger. Sure. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I just think it's wonderful.
That's so good. The German language is so brilliant. It's so good.
Yeah. And whoever said that the Germans were a humorless people? Me. I did.
You did.
And I maintain that.
Yeah, they don't laugh when they say Stubentiger.
No, they mean it completely dead serious.
They're very serious.
Nick, how many cats do you have currently, and how many cats have you had over the course of your life?
I presently have 5.
Jesus.
Yes. And you're talking about the total of all told of my entire life?
When you die, and St. Peter says, you can go to the afterlife, but only if you can be pulled on this carriage by all the cats that you've had in your life.
If your sins are outweighed by the number of cats that you have.
Then you're fine. That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Wow. Perfect. You're in.
I'm ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Take me. Jesus, take
and
me.
The cat Jesus, take me to the land of salmon. The current cats that you have, what are their names?
So the mother is GLaDOS, and they're all hard G names, and they're all based off of nerdy things.
Because the other 4 of them are the kittens of GLaDOS.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So GLaDOS is based off of the villain in the Portal series of video games.
Right,
Brilliant.
right.
Brilliant. Then we have Geralt, who is named after The Witcher.
Mm-hmm.
We have Ganon, who's my boy. He is named after the villain in the Legend of Zelda series.
Legend of Zelda series, yep.
We have Gygax, who is one of the co-creators of Dungeons and Dragons, along with Dave Arneson.
I thought maybe it was a Pokemon.
No, it's pretty close. Gengar. Gengar is one.
Gigamax.
And then... Oh, Geiger. And then we have Geiger, who is based on H.R. Geiger, who is the artist who designed the Xenomorph in the Alien franchise.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, nice.
So when we were at the old house a couple of years ago, we lived right next door to a community barn, and someone had dropped off GLaDOS full of child.
Yeah.
And then she had the babies, and they were in the barn where there was a donkey and goats, and people were going in and looking at the cats and leaving the door open and all that.
Oh my gosh.
So we said, you know what? We'll foster them. Within 3 hours, we're like, we're not fostering them, right? They're ours.
Yeah, we adopted them.
Yeah. Oh, 14. I just thought of the 14th cat. So they became our family, and it's, boy, howdy, is it a lovely experience.
Sure is. I can confirm.
What about you? You've got a sane amount of cats.
We have 2 cats, which is enough for us. I've had a lot of cats over the years. My first cat was, there's a picture of me dressed as a gray kitten with a gray kitten who was our family cat, our first family cat, Sinbad.
I've heard your mother speak fondly of Sinbad to this day.
Oh yes, he was quite the being. We were kittens together. He taught me about respecting personal space.
Yep. Don't. That's what he taught you. Don't do it.
No, I remember I cornered him in a closet because I really wanted to pet him.
Mm.
And I bent down to pet him, and he reached up and put his claws into both sides of my head and bit the top of my skull.
Oh my God, that's tragic.
Yeah. But I learned.
Yeah.
And then we had Misha, Skimbleshanks. They were both black and white cats that were like my cat.
Mm-hmm.
They were both dumb as rocks. And then I was really catless for a long time.
Black and white cats have a reputation for being dummies.
Yeah.
Skunk was a big old dummy, and Ganon is also a black and white, and he's a big old dummy.
Yeah.
It's remarkable.
Robert Cattinson, the cat, is by far the dumber of our 2 cats.
Yeah.
He's
Black and white. Cow cats, yeah.
Yeah. Ernie is a tiger stripe cat, and he is intelligent, but full of evil.
Is he orange or is he a tabby?
He's a tabby tiger stripe.
Okay. Like Gygax is tiger stripe, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Robert Cattinson, the cat, showed up on your doorstep, right?
Yes, he meowed outside and was like, "Can I please come in? I'm literally dying." And we opened the door, and as soon as I heard the meowing, and Katie was like, "I think there's a cat outside." And I remember being like, "Oh my God, some kind of a trash creature is going to come in, try to wheedle its way into our lives."
And it did.
And then we opened the door, and I saw his little face, and I was like, "He must come in here right away. He is an important creature."
I'm going to put him in my mouth.
I've never been so in love in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something special about cats. There sure is. We firmly believe in this house that Raven is the physical manifestation of a priestess of Bast because of her ability to communicate and attract cats. It's pretty insane.
She's got that good cat energy.
Yeah. Oh my God, just this weekend, on Saturday, I woke up at 5:30 in the morning to this sound.
Oh no.
I walked out at our back door leading out into the porch. There's 3 panes of glass at the back door.
Uh-huh.
On the left and right are 2 of my cats looking out, and in the middle pane is some rando cat looking
on the outside.
Wow. And Ganon, when he sees that, he paws at the glass. We have so many strays around here. There's a tortoise shell who wanders around here too. It's bonkers.
There are apparently, wait, how many cats?
How many cats?
In the world? How?
There are no cats in America, and the streets are made of cheese.
There are no cats in America, and the streets are paved with cheese.
That turns out to not be true. I've tasted.
There are cats, and the streets are not made of cheese.
An estimated 600 million cats on the planet. That is less than I thought.
That has to be a conservative estimate. Big Dog wants you to think that there are only that many cats.
Experts believe that there are more cats than any other species of mammal other than humans.
Wow. Yeah, I believe that. I definitely believe that. Humans gotta stop.
Welcome back, Nick.
Omen, meow meow, here we are.
Meow meow. Why is this song called Hunt by Numbers?
Because it's about cats.
Okay. I get the hunt part. Typically the phrase is paint by numbers, isn't it?
I think it's a play on that, but also to do something by the numbers, isn't that to do it like regimented and the right way and successfully?
Like by the book.
Yeah. I could be completely fabricating that, but that's how I took it. Because I don't see how hunt by numbers would work here in terms of paint by numbers.
To do something in a way that follows rules or instructions, not necessarily original. So almost to do something by rote, I suppose.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's what cats have been doing for thousands of years. And they do it well.
Cats don't invent how to hunt. It is something that they already have the expertise in.
Yeah, if it ain't broke, go catch a mouse.
If it ain't broke, push it off the table.
And it will be.
It'll be broken soon enough. We've talked at various points, I think, on this podcast about the process of domestication that happened with cats and how the domestication,
That's racist.
the domestication process with dogs happened a lot earlier, like 20,000 years ago,
Yeah.
and was probably a result of humans sharing leftover meats and bones and forming a symbiotic relationship there.
Yep.
Hunt helping. Cats have only been domesticated in air quotes, for around 10,000 years. So basically are still wild animals.
They're the missing link between wild animal and domestication.
Yes.
It feels like it, yeah.
I better go find my link. The theory is that when humans started storing grain during the agricultural revolution, that, of course, attracted rats and mice. And that, of course, attracted cats. And people were like, oh, cool, this cat, this wild creature is helping us keep our grain in check and safe. And they're doing it for free. We should worship them.
It's not dissimilar to the dogs. I mean, they hung around the food piles and protected the humans who made the food piles. It's pretty much the same thing.
Yes. I think, though, that with the dogs, we developed a reciprocal relationship where it was like, oh, let's go hunt together.
Yeah,
you can help
okay.
me hunt,
Yep.
and then we'll both have more meat.
Yeah.
The cats don't help us harvest grain.
That's true. That's true. There is, and I think that is bolstered by that idea of them practically being wild animals, is there is, we can set up an advantageous situation for them and they can help us in that. And that's really it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But they're not going to go deliver your meds.
Right. Yeah. I mean, dogs do everything.
Dogs have literal jobs.
They fetch prey. They rescue swimmers. They rescue mountain climbers.
Yep.
They're bred to just sit on laps.
Right.
Yeah. They're everything.
The earliest bit of writing that refers to a cat by name comes from Egypt.
It's gotta.
From around 1400 BC, the cat's name was Nejem, which means sweet or pleasant.
I was going to jokingly say Mr. Sprinkles, but it's kind of the same thing.
It's kind of the same thing. And the Egyptian word for cat is Meow, which is an approximation of the meow sound that cat
Yeah,
makes.
interesting. That's very funny.
I think I had sent you this thing at one point about the first mention of cats in Japan comes from a teenage emperor in the 9th century who was given a cat as a gift and wrote this whole thing about like, listen, I have this new beast and I haven't seen any other examples, but I can guarantee you that this is the best one. Which is
There's such teenage energy in that. It's so cute.
And also, I mean, that's how you feel about cats. You're like, this cat that I have that I found in the trash, he's the best cat.
Yeah.
He's the very best one.
That's so funny. The human condition transcends time and culture.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. And so it kind of gives me hope for the world at certain times. You know, it's very sweet and tender to think that.
In 1,000 years, there'll be no civilization, but we'll still have a nice relationship with cats.
Yeah, yeah. On the 6th day of the 2nd month of the first year of the Campo era, taking a moment of my free time, I wish to express my joy of the cat. It arrived by boat as a gift to the late emperor, received from the hands of Minamoto no Kuwashi.
It wasn't even for him. It was for the old emperor, and the old emperor died, and the cat was like, well, we got to give this to somebody.
The color of the fur is peerless. None could find the words to describe it, although one said it was reminiscent of the deepest ink. It has an air about it, similar to Kano. Its length is 5 sun. Its height is 6 sun. I affixed a bow about its neck, but it did not remain for long. In rebellion, it narrows its eyes and extends its needles. It shows its back.
In rebellion.
Yeah. When it lies down, it curls in a circle like a coin. You cannot see its feet. It's as if it were a circular bee disc. When it stands, its cry expresses profound loneliness, like a black dragon floating above the clouds.
So great.
By nature, it likes to stalk birds. It lowers its head and works its tail. It can extend its spine to raise its height by at least 2 suns. Its color allows it to disappear at night. I'm convinced it is superior to all other cats.
Had literally never saw another cat his entire life.
That's so freaking funny. I'm sending that to Raven right now. That's adorable.
Apparently, the earliest example that we have showing a direct relationship between cats and humans is a buried, tamed African wildcat who was found in a human's tomb in southern Cyprus, dating back to 750,000 years BC.
Wow.
The Aegean script, the writing method that came out of that area, one of its letters is a round shape with a couple of lines coming out the top, which is thought to be a representation of the head of a cat.
I would love to know how they surmise that cat is domesticated.
It was buried with a bunch of cans of tuna.
It's afterlife tuna.
It's the afterlife tuna, yeah.
Because its favorite jingle ball was in there. Yeah, so cats have been around a long time. And they have a way of touching us. They fulfill that, oh, it's a cute thing, you know, that all humans are drawn to. I feel like evolutionarily, they've kind of taken advantage of that.
That's true. I've heard that cats in the wild don't meow at each other.
Right.
Kittens meow.
Yeah.
To get the attention of their parents. So the fact that cats meow, they've basically learned like, oh, if I do kitten behavior for my entire life, these furless dummies will treat me nicely.
Yeah.
Getting back to the song.
Oh my gosh, there's a song. Yes.
I love that Ian addresses the song to the cats. He starts by saying, hey, little buddies.
Everything I've ever said about Ian, I take it all back. It's redeemed. Starting a song about cats with hey, little buddies. Oh, perfect.
And also, you know, as a cat owner, I assume that everyone at least has some moments where you talk to your cats. I talk to my cats all the time.
Your cats get taken away if you don't talk to them.
I sing, and that includes singing little songs to them.
Naturally.
About them.
Yeah, they need to know.
They do need to know. So I feel like this is just the most extreme example of that, of like everything normal that we feel about cats. This is the most humanizing thing that Ian could do, write a silly little song about cats that he's addressing to his cats. But then the way he does it is so badass that it's wonderful.
A heavy metal rock song. Yeah.
Hey, little buddies, soft and silky night walkers.
Hey, little buddies, soft and silky night walkers.
What a lovely way of describing them.
Yeah. His poetry is on top form for this one.
Yes. Dangerous species, tiptoe menace long grass stalkers on my bed.
Dangerous species, tiptoe menace long grass stalkers on my
I love the juxtaposition of the wild descriptions and the domestic descriptions.
Yeah, right.
There's an apex predator on my
bed.
coverlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. No butter melting in your jaws.
No butter melting in your jaws.
I love that phrase. Do you want to break that down?
That's just, you use your jaws, right? You're busy with your mouth, isn't it?
Oh, well, okay. So the phrase, have you heard the phrase, oh, butter wouldn't melt in her mouth?
Yeah, I think so. And I think that's how I've interpreted it. Is that not right?
Typically means innocence.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely did nothing.
The idea that someone is so pure, so innocent, so undamnable, unaccusable, that butter wouldn't even melt in their mouth. Because it doesn't take much for butter to melt.
That they don't have body heat.
Yeah, the logic of it is a bit strange, but that's what the phrase means.
That's very interesting.
I think Ian is tapping into this thing that cats do all the time where they do something terribly antisocial, damaging to your house, that if any other creature in the world did it, they would immediately go to prison. But cats have this ability to do something horrible, like knocking over furniture or throwing up on your gaming chair, for instance.
Yeah.
And then look at you like, oh my God, what happened? And you're like, oh, you're innocent.
So I'm seeing a little more specifically, butter won't melt in your mouth is to be overly coy or demure to a level of insincerity. You're so cool that the butter won't.
Yeah.
Cool meaning common, collected, not cool like a hep cat.
Hey,
Hey,
look at my tiny leather jacket.
eat this butter.
I'm riding on a motorcycle.
Meow.
Meow, meow. Bonding monster, lethal weapon wearing claws.
Bonding monster, lethal weapon wearing claws.
I love that. Bonding monster. Oh,
Why is it a bonding monster?
it's a monster with whom you bond.
Yes, that are designed to bond.
To be bonded to, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of not a reciprocal relationship. It's, I'm designed to be bonded to. I don't care who it is, as long as you're my slave and you bring me crunchy kibbles, that's fine.
Yeah.
I am made to be bonded with.
There's also the thing that happens of bonded pairs of cats. Hey, you can't adopt these separately. They're a bonded pair.
Yeah.
Like you and I.
Yes, we got adopted together and then split up viciously.
Cruel by capitalism.
The year 2003.
But we're still bonded.
We're still bonded.
Yeah.
We have emotions and share our feelings across thousands of miles,
That's right.
like The Shining.
And we get our hair all over everything.
Yes, I'm allergic to you and you're allergic to me.
Now let's go out to hunt by numbers.
Let's go out to hunt by numbers.
I feel maybe this is getting a little bit too much, but I feel almost like Ian is stepping into the shamanistic role with this song. He loves cats so much that this is his invocation to the cat gods to make him become a tabby cat out on the prowl for a night.
He would play D&D as a druid and choose cat form as his wild shape
Absolutely. Every single time.
every time. Not practical at all.
No.
But, you can.
You'd be like, all right, this D&D game is set in outer space. It's based on the Star Trek Federation cat form.
I'm a cat.
I'm a cat now. Look at me. Mr. Worf, rub my tummy.
Everyone is bonded to you. Shit.
Fire the torpedoes. I can't. I'm a cat. I have no opposable thumbs. I scratched the captain's chair.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a cat, not a surgeon.
It's worse than that. He's a cat. Okay, we move on to the second verse. This reminds me a little bit of the song that is in our past, but Ian's future.
Wolf Unchained.
From
Rock flute.
Rock Flute, Wolf Unchained, where he lists a couple of dog types.
Yeah, it's about Fenrir.
Curled at my feet in sleep, turf urine, Malinois or Grunenthal.
This song has some relevance to that one.
Yeah, some similarities. Yeah.
Here's the sacred version of this creature, and here's the banal, everyday version of this creature.
the ancestors of this magical creature that we are so fortunate to be blessed with.
Exist still within it.
Yes, yeah.
Tabby, spotted, black as coal. Those are descriptions of domestic cats. Serval, margay, caracol are descriptions or names, species of wild.
Tabby spotted, black as coal. Serval, margay, caracol.
Smaller wild cats, a serval.
They're long, slinky things.
Yes, servals look very silly. They're a cat native to Africa. They're sort of a desert cat.
They are too long.
Yes, they look ridiculous.
Their head is too small. It's like a cheetah with a tiny head. That's exactly what it is.
It looks like a normal cat that got too close to a black hole and began the process of spaghettification.
Yeah. It's the ears of a fennec fox, the head of a domesticated cat, and the body of a cheetah. There.
Yeah, they're very silly.
Yeah.
I believe they were trained by the ancient Egyptians to jump, and they would have serval jumping competitions, which I am mad that I was not invited to.
When you're so early in the domestication, you set your goals really low.
That's right. That's right. Can it jump 15 feet in the air? Yes. The margay looks like the grumpiest little creature.
Oh, he's so cute.
He also looks like he knows how you're going to die, but not when.
He's very cute. They're also called the monkey cat.
Yeah.
They are precious. They're also long and have short little legs.
Native to Mexico, Central America, and South America.
They are cutie buns.
And then the caracol.
Ooh, gorgeous.
Oh, he's got tufted ears.
Yeah.
Oh, these are the ones who can jump. They can jump 9 feet in the air.
Yeah. To catch birds in midair.
Yeah.
They're lovely.
They are Middle Eastern, African. They kind of have a wide range all the way into Northwest India.
And all of these have been... Oh, no, these guys aren't speckled. I was going to say they're all speckled cats, but they're not. These guys are just red.
Right, but the serval and the margay are.
Yeah. Coloration and pattern used as camouflage based on your environment, of course.
That's right. My camouflage is sequins and empty popper bottles. So I blend into the club.
Okay. Okay.
That doesn't make any sense. Nick, what is a moggy?
A moggy is a term that is not really used in the States. It's more of a UK Brit term. It's anything that's not intentionally bred. Any domesticated cat not intentionally bred.
Oh, a smut. I mean, a mutt.
For cats in particular, you can get specific breeds, Siamese, Persian, etc.
Right, but it's just a different word for cat.
So yeah, the moggy is what you find in a barn that has babies.
Right.
There are two ideas behind moggy, is that it's based on the M on a tabby cat's forehead.
Oh, that's funny.
That little M. As well as potentially they think that mice were referred to as moggies.
Oh.
And then cats were moggy catchers, and then it just kind of elided into that. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So moggy in the moonlight, moonlight listens, whiskered sensory miracle.
Moggy in the moonlight, moonlight listens, whiskered sensory miracle.
Just again, a fabulously accurate description of what a cat is. Their senses are amazing. And despite that, my cat cannot see the treat when I'm holding it literally in front of his face. He needs to see it.
There's a blind
jump
spot.
across the floor, and then he finds it.
There's a blind spot.
I love the juxtaposition of moggy, which is a generic word for your bog standard discount cat, dime a dozen, but then saying even the most basic version of this thing is a freaking miracle of death making.
Yeah.
And sense.
No bells and whistles, but it does what it does.
Factory model. Don't need anything else.
And it does it well.
Felis befriendus.
Felis befriendus.
So fun.
Yeah, it's Felis befriend us, but he kind of runs it together.
As if it's the scientific name.
To make it sound like that. Yeah, what is it? Which is Felis domesticus? What is
Felis domesticus or Felis felis? I forget which.
The genus and species. Felis catus. actually.
Felis catus. Wow.
Felis catus, yeah. So the feline family, and they are cats in the feline family.
Right.
Yeah.
So Felis befriendus. It's fun. It's a play on the scientific thing, but also it's also a supplication.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's the imperative. Befriend us, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what happens when I'm out and about and see a cat on the street. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, exactly.
Come over here.
Be my friend.
Egyptian Meow. Meow is the Egyptian name for cat.
And there's that Meow. Yep.
I think these days it refers to an Egyptian breed of cat.
Oh, probably, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
And then Freya's familiar, as we learned in The Feathered Consort.
Yes.
Freya is associated with cats because cats pull her chariot. Her
Yeah.
chariot.
Yeah.
The sultry Freya rides behind her cats, grey and blue.
And because of that, it was traditional in Viking culture for grooms to gift the bride a kitten in honor of Freya as a courtship present.
May you have many carriages to pull.
May your granaries be free of mice.
She's Irish, and she's marrying a Viking.
Oh, because I did an Irish
Because she did
accent.
an Irish accent, yeah.
Long into the future, cloned disciples the castle guard.
Egyptian mouth phrase familiar. Long in the future, clone disciples, the castle guard.
Ooh, interesting. What do you reckon that is about, Nick?
I think it's a matter of they've been around for a long time and they will continue to be cloned in the sense that not much has changed. They are genetically probably pretty similar to those from hundreds of years ago and then hundreds and hundreds of years ago.
Yeah.
And then Castle Guard is guarding the castle. They're guarding the wheat.
So I heard an idea once posited, which is about and this is probably not what he's talking about, but it was about the problem of what do we do with nuclear waste? You know, the fact that it's going to be active in 10,000 years.
Right, yeah.
We can put a warning label on it, but the shelf life of a single language is about 1,000 years. 1,000 years after, it's hard to read, even if the sign is still there. So there was some discussion about like, what can we possibly do to warn people off of this? And I remember part of the discussion being someone had the scientifically based idea that you could breed cats to glow in the presence of nuclear radiation. And that they were like, well, cats will live 10,000 years and they go everywhere.
Wow.
So if we can build in this genetic warning system,
Yeah.
dude, my cat's glowing. Oh, well, we better stay away from this area. Every time my cat goes over here, he glows. Isn't that weird?
It's a feline Geiger counter.
Yes. Yes.
That's so silly sci-fi.
Is it real though?
There's no way. There's no way.
Glow in the dark cats.
Because you would have to breed the cat to be resistant to radiation too.
Glow in the dark kitty project, Smithsonian Magazine.
You can't Silkwood shower your cat every time he starts to glow.
So there is a project to make cats glow in the dark as well. Maybe I'm conflating the two, but yeah, if you look up glow in the dark cats, it is a real thing that people are trying to do.
Because science. To quote Patton Oswalt, all about coulda, not about shoulda.
That's true. Also, that might be nice, you would be tripping over them less in the dark.
That's true. That's true. My cats sleep at night on me, so I don't need to worry about that. They would just keep me awake with their light.
Have you ever had the impression that a cat was guarding you against some unseen force? Like, there's this thing that, where I was sick recently and the cats interact with me differently when I'm not feeling well. They'll come and sit on me in a different way. They'll kind of like, it's said that the purring is a way of healing.
Oh, wow. No, my cats must hate me then. Because I don't think I've noticed that. I believe it. I just don't think I've noticed it. Maybe I need to be more aware of the goings on.
Maybe you need to be sicker.
Yeah, I need to be sicker. Yeah. Yeah, you were pretty sick.
I was pretty sick.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's this sense of like, oh yes, this in some way the cat is guarding the domain.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. From rodents.
Spirits.
From spirits. We've had a couple of mouse catches in our house and in the old house. Yeah, a couple of ghost catches. They caught him, and we took them outside and shook them until they dropped the ghost, and the ghost flew away.
Yeah. You don't want to let them eat those.
Yeah. Every now and then, every like 5 years, you'll hear a news story about the cat in the old folks' home who'll go sit on the bed of the person who dies that night.
Yeah, because they were sitting on their trachea.
Yeah, they're on the breathing tube. Yeah.
But it is interesting. Cats have this association with a spiritual world sometimes.
Yeah. 9 lives.
9 lives.
Enhanced vision, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Landing on their feet.
There's a wonderful song I was remembering that my dad used to sing. When I was a bachelor, I lived by myself, and all the bread and cheese I had I kept upon a shelf, to my wing-wong waddle, to my bullfrog saddle, to my John Paul paddle, to my long way home. So he goes down to London and gets him a wife. Doesn't like the wife very much, trades the wife for a cow, trades the cow for a donkey, trades the donkey for a sheep, trades the sheep for a pig. There's a problem with each one of them. Finally, he trades down to a cat. And the final verse is, now me and my cat, we live in the house, and we never see a rat, and we never see a mouse. And then it ends with, so to all you bachelors out there, basically, just remember that a pussycat is better than a wife. Is the moral of the story.
Brilliant. Brilliant boomer humor.
I think it's older than that.
Yeah.
So finally, we have a repeat of the first verse. It's a 3-verse song of which there are only 2 verses.
Correct. Mathematically sound.
Hey, little buddies, dangerous species, on my bed, bonding monster, let's go out and hunt by numbers.
Dunsky. And it is 4 minutes.
It's a short one.
Yeah.
Just to mention some of the other songs of Ian's that we won't talk about. Old Black Cat. My old black cat, he passed away this morning.
My old black cat, he passed away this morning.
Very, very sad.
That whole album is so good.
Rupee's Dance is, of course, about dancing with a cat.
Yep. My old black cat is on Rupee's Dance, right?
I think it is.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Cats!
Look what the cat dragged in. Wow! Omen, do you know what we're talking about next week? Oh, those eyebrows, those waggling eyebrows tell me that you do.
I do know, and it's one of my favorite songs off the album.
It's your Mangoes Flush and Surprise.
Oh, that's right, we're doing both the Mangoes songs.
Yeah, because Mango Surprise is just an instrumental, so we might as well combine them.
It's got lyrics.
Mango Surprise?
Yeah.
Does not. Hot Mango Flush does. Mango Surprise, unless the lyrics are instrumental, then silent singing is telling me it's not.
Did I say it has lyrics? I meant it has lyricism.
Okay, great. Yeah. The musicality is very lyrical.
So musical. What's the difference between a lyric and a musical phrase? Who knows?
You're just using different instruments.
It's just different instruments at different times. The voice is an instrument. What's a word? A note, a word?
Until next week. I am a whiskered sensory miracle. I am Nick McGill.
I wish I could turn my sensory prowess down a little bit. Let me out. Thank you. I want to come back in right now. I'm Omen Thomas Sade.
Hey, little buddies, we're the Feckless Momes.
And please befriend us. This is Talk Tull to Me. All hail the Emperor of Japan. Long may his emperorship reign.
Okay, everybody, go. You're fine.
Sorry. Your emperor, your excellency, your holiness.
Yes, what is it?
I was wondering if, I know that you just got on the throne, you're 17, it's great. I wonder if I could run some matters of state past you. As you know, we have a massive empire to run here. So I just need your signature on a few things.
That's very, very big. Yes.
I know. It's so big.
Okay. What's the first? Oh, did I tell you what I got for a gift? Well, it wasn't for me. It was for the emperor who just died, but it came late. So it's technically for me. Did I tell you?
I'm not sure. No. Please, your gloriousness. Yes. What did you receive?
It's this little monster.
Okay.
It's furry. It's completely black.
Oh.
It's got needles at the end of its little fingers.
Oh my.
It's so cute. It kills birds.
Oh.
When it sleeps, it curls up like a coin. It's so adorable.
Do you want me to get the guards to put it into a dungeon? It sounds unsafe.
No. It is the best thing in the world. How dare you?
Oh, I'm so sorry. So sorry.
I might put you in the dungeon for that.
I'm so sorry, Your Emperorness. I'm sorry. I apologize. Can we... that sounds lovely. Now, the Northwest Province has been hit with some terrible floods as of late. All of the grain...
I put a ribbon on his neck, but he didn't like it. He kind of took it off after a while.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, but it was really cute when it was on there.
Wow.
It was really
That's great.
cute. Yeah.
It's great to know. Great.
He fills me with joy.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay, the province. We were talking about the province.
Oh, yes. Well, you know, the grain was destroyed, the grain harvest, and so...
You know what he would be really good for? If we could get more cats, he could protect the grain, or they could... we're keeping Chairman Meow, but he's... Sure. But we can get other cats to protect the grain, because they eat the vermin, right?
Yeah, this grain was destroyed by a hailstorm, so I'm not sure if that would help. But it's a great idea, sir.
Yeah.
Great idea. I'm gonna have the scribes paint it on a piece of rice paper.
Okay.
Just for you.
More cats. Yep, more cats by decree.
Now the uprising that's happening because of the starvation caused by the grain. I was thinking a military solution might be really great. What do you think about that? Just sending 100 samurai up north. I think you usually can get that stuff under control pretty fast.
I like where you're going.
Okay. And literally all I need is your seal on this piece of paper, and rebellion is good as subdued.
But there's always been... Send the samurai to do this. Send the samurai to do that.
Yes.
What if, and hear me out.
Go to. Yeah.
What if we get everyone a cat?
Jesus Christ.
They will forget their hunger because cats are superior to hunger.
I'm sensing a theme here.
They'll scritch them. They'll scritch them and they'll love them.
Yeah.
And then they'll forget all about their woes because they'll be so in love.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah. No, I know.
Hey, I tell you what.
Yeah.
Why don't you go and get the cat? I want to see it.
Okay.
And you can just leave all of your paper and all of your stamps right here. I'll guard it to make sure nothing happens.
Yeah.
And then I can see the cat. That'll be great.
Yeah, great. There's a sunbeam over there. We'll put him there and he'll just roll around.
Don't know why that's relevant, but yes.
Amazing. Could you bring fish? Please bring fish.
We are bringing fish for the Emperor. Fish for the Emperor. I don't know why they insist on doing that.
I know. It's flattering, I guess.
It's great.
Okay.
Yeah, you are the Emperor.
So I'm gonna go get Chairman Meow. I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay, great. Oh, thank God he's gone. I can't do this for much longer. Where's that damn stamp? Here it is. Okay. Samurai. Got it. Yes. Okay. Emergency funds. This guy's going to prison. Right. Ignoring all of that. Stamp and... you're chairman. You're oh my God, he's more wonderful than I could have possibly dreamed.
Ribbon to stay on.
Wow,
that's cute.
Great.
It's so
that
cute.
reminds me, Your Emperorship. Did you know that Talk Tull to me is a proud member of the Feckless Momes audio network?
How dare you?
I'm so sorry.
Kill him, please.
I'll do it myself.